Hey everyone, how's it going? It's Dan here, and today I'm bringing you guys a little bit of some Call of Duty Black Ops 3 gameplay. This was taken obviously during the Black Ops release week or Black Ops 4 release week, and so you got the double XP, double weapon XP, and double crypto keys. And spoilers, I get a nuclear in this one. Kind of an unexpected class. I didn't expect to get a nuclear. It just started streaking up, and then once I started streaking, it just basically kicked in, or it dawned on me that I was on the way to a nuclear. So hope you guys will enjoy the gameplay. But the topic that I wanted to talk about today was really just Black Ops 4 multiplayer wise. I'm not really going to talk about Battle Royale nor zombies, though for me, just to lightly touch on the two Battle Royale, I don't really have a bad opinion towards it. I think Fortnite's okay of a game. I have fun with it with friends sometimes, but I'm just not the type of guy that really enjoys, jumping in and then walking around for 15 minutes and then, dying to some dude who snipes you across the map. It's not very enjoyable for me. But as far as oh my god, that aim though. But as far as zombies goes, I saw the 3 trailers. I get that we have 3 maps, which is cool and all, the whole gladiator theme, and to be honest, I think it's a cool idea, but at the same time, I was never too big of a fan of 2 separate characters, or not, two separate sets of characters. So obviously in Blood of the Dead, what you ended up seeing was, our, what's it called? Primus crew, I think that's what they're called in Mob of the Dead, or I guess Blood of the Dead now, and you see a whole brand new crew taking on what looks like to be like a Titanic style of map. That was a stupid challenge for me. I probably should have lost that. But and then the other one's like a gladiator ring. So those two didn't really appeal to me. I mean, they kind of remind me of Shadows of Evil, and I wasn't too big of a fan of Shadows. I think it was an okay map, but it definitely wasn't one that I'd like to revisit often. But anyways, so as far as multiplayer goes, first look at it, I'm not gonna lie, it's really reminiscent of Black Ops 3, and that's not to say it's a bad thing, because I really did, oh my goodness, that aim. That's not to say that it's a bad thing. By the way, this gameplay was gone, like, I've been on like a hiatus for Black Ops 3, though recently I've been picking up again and playing a little more during double XP. But, anyways, I was saying, basically, it does look like Black Ops 3, and so, if you like Black Ops 3 like I do, I think it's going to be very enjoyable. However, at the same time, I don't know how I'm going to feel about not having the, what's it called? The movement. I really, like, for some parts, I saw some parts of the map where, like, the wall seems, like, flat, and, like, it's, like, under a bridge, and then, like, it felt like it was meant to wall run. Sometimes I have to question, did Treyarch intend for this to be a wall running game? That's one of my biggest questions, This was an insane challenge. I definitely would have died there if I didn't have bullets. I would have been in such a bad spot, but what the fuck happened there? Okay, alright, but basically, Black Ops 3, I enjoyed it, and so without the thrusters, I don't know how much I'll enjoy it. I've always been not so hot on the Black Ops series. Black Ops 1 I enjoyed, Black Ops 2, not very much. I wasn't very strong at that game, but I mean over time I got better, but at the end of the day, I didn't enjoy it too much, And so, it definitely, Black Ops 2 would actually be on the lower end of my favorite Call of Duties. I know that might surprise some people, because I know that was hailed as one of the best Call of Duty games ever. And so, for me, that was stupid of me, but well, that was a mistake, probably, because I didn't mean to mantle. And, oh wow, that's a 20 kill streak. But, like I said, boots on the ground, Black Ops, I don't know how I'm going to feel about it. Although I will feel like Black Ops 3, I don't know if I'm going to enjoy it as much without my ability to use the thrust jumps, I feel like thrust jumps is what really makes Call of Duty that much faster, and it increases the skill to be able to outplay someone, whereas boots on the ground, although yes, you do have 150 health, and, people don't just regen health anymore, similar to like Overwatch, I guess you could say. It doesn't mean that like the gunfights will be more, I don't know, insane, because I know back in Black Ops 3, like, if you could thrust jump, like, people who were capable of aiming while gaining the maximum amount of mobility, you generally won the fight, And so without that, I don't know if I'm gonna like it or not, but we'll see. This game just feels good, and so if it looks like BO3, I'm gonna assume it's gonna feel similar to BO3, and even the hit detection feels like BO3. So you know, one of the guns even has like a mixture of like AN-94 sights with like the HVK sights, you know. So we'll see what happens. And as far as like health regen goes, I know that you have to inject yourself now, and to me that doesn't. I don't know how I feel about it. You know, I think that that's gonna come back to bite me later on. And I know there were like 2 perks or something that like it's like stim pack. The cooldown to the cooldown to basically use the injection needle is like reduced down to like 1.5 seconds or something. So you can use it every 1.5 seconds, which is pretty quick. And then after that, there comes the armor one, whereas you don't get the stim pack anymore, but instead you get 200 armor. Now that's what I heard, and I could be wrong, but to me this is a pretty one-sided battle. You know, 50 health but you can't regen versus 150 health but you can regen. You know, I think it's blatantly obvious who wins, you know, especially in a Call of Duty game where gunfights are constantly happening and, you know, like shit's just going down, you know. So I think it's very important that you do that Treyarch does balance that out, because I know that if this continues, no one's ever going to use that. Everyone's going to use stim pack. I gotta thank my 2 teammates here. They freaking baited them, essentially, otherwise I would have lost that. But, you know, so that's my thoughts on the health region. Now, as far as specialists returning, I don't mind. I love Firebreak. I think the specialists were interesting. Sure, it was kind of stupid to die to a fucking ruin when you're trying to cap a flag and your entire team doesn't bother to shoot him. But I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, he's gonna get that that triple kill how many times? You know, a game, you know, if he even gets a triple kill, you know. As far as specialist abilities goes, I mean, I know he's Firebreak and place down like this little heat wave thing, and I think that's very cool. I've yet to see how that plays out. You know, I did enjoy the hero shooter Overwatch, and so I mean, I played the shit ton out of that game. You know, it's the only reason why I was able to stay away from World War II and Infinite Warfare or Call of Duty in general these past few years for so long. You know, that game was just super fun, super enjoyable, and oh wow, I did drop the nuclear right there. And so that's why, you know, I just had a very fun experience with hero shooters. Now, don't get me wrong, this is not comparing Call of Duty to hero shooters. The Call of Duty is not anywhere near the level of hero shooters just yet. You know, the games doesn't rely on abilities as much as a hero shooter would. You know, and so if someone wants to argue that, oh, this is just like Overwatch, then I think you're sorely mistaken. You know, but if someone wants to compare it to Rainbow Six Siege, now I've played a little bit of Siege, not very much. I played quite a bit with a friend over a free weekend, the last time they had it, which was like a couple months ago, and I mean, I do own the game too. I didn't really enjoy it. I felt it was very slow paced, and I know some people like that tactical slow paced gameplay. It's just not for me. But you can argue that it's like similar to Operators, but if you want to argue that gameplay wise is like that, it's nothing like that. Though I think most people were just compared to Siege because of the Operators and the Specialists, you know. What else about this game? Oh, I guess the futuristic setting, or no campaign. So let's tackle futuristic setting. I don't mind. I don't really care what setting it's in. Although personally, I would like a Modern Warfare back again. But rumors has it that Modern Warfare 4 is on its way. So you know, I'm kind of excited for that. As far as no single player, I don't care. Blatantly, and this is what kind of makes me question the COD community. You know, COD community cares a ton about multiplayer. We do. We're very passionate about multiplayer, and you know, at this point in time in the Call of Duty franchise, zombies have had tremendous growth in their community, and they also want to see a lot of growth, you know, in their personal game mode. Because I fucked up right there. I don't know what the fuck I was doing, but you know, people want to see more in the multiplayer, you know, aspect of Call of Duty. You know, people want to see more maps and zombies, want to see, you know, better implementation for multiplayer, and people always shit on multiplayer all the time, you know, and I think it's just a bandwagoning thing, or it's just like the new thing to just, or it's not even new, it's just the thing to hate on Call of Duties every single time they come out. It's what everybody says, yet it continues to outsell. Funny thing is, all you see in the comment section is hate, so it doesn't, I don't know, it's something that doesn't really make sense to me. But you know, that's aside from the point. No campaign doesn't matter for me. I know if you play Call of Duty for just the campaign, I think you're wasting your money. Unless if you're getting it for $5, maybe it might be worth your time. But if you're paying $60 or even like $30 for just a campaign, you're wasting your time. I honestly think you're wasting your time. Like, you're gonna break out, you know, how many times are you gonna break out that Call of Duty to play campaign again over and over? You know, that's what makes no sense to me. Now Black Ops 3, given that it does have co-op and have some nightmares mode, it might have some replayability, don't get me wrong, but personally, I mean, in Infinity War games, Sledgehammer games, campaign's just not the big deal, you know. So that's my standing on having no campaign. Having it replaced by Battle Royale, even if they didn't replace it, I honestly wouldn't mind, but I know that a lot of people would. Would I feel gimped? No. I mean, I only play multiplayer and zombies anyways, so it doesn't really matter. So them adding a Battle Royale thing is kind of a bonus. So pretty happy about that, I guess. Not just getting multiplayer and zombies like what last gen had on the PS3. So other than that, I mean, as far as what this game includes and what this game shows so far, I have pretty decent hopes for it. So, you know, I'm not 100% won over by it, but I guess you could say it's something that I am excited for. You know, it's something that, it's not something that I would think is flawless, but it definitely is something that I think will be enjoyable for me to play again. It's been a long time since I've been actually, you know, happy about a COD and excited to get a COD. I know Infinite Warfare, I was like, okay, I guess thrusters are back. I mean, that's about it, and I saw a bunch of shit that didn't belong in Call of Duty. Like, the futuristic stuff just made no sense to me, and you know, I remember going back to playing it and just looking at it like, what is it that I'm using? You know, black holes were a thing, people were turning into walking kitties, or the robot was like a fucking leopard or some shit like that, and so it was hectic, it was insane. People had literal laser guns, and so it was pretty insane. But for me, you know, Black Ops 3 didn't take it that far, and so it kept it in a relatively relatable setting, and so I guess for me, setting does matter there if it affects all the equipment and stuff like that. So either way though, I hope you guys have enjoyed this commentary. It's just my thoughts on Black Ops 4 so far. So hopefully you guys have enjoyed the gameplay. Thanks for watching, hope you enjoyed, and I will catch you guys some other time. Peace out.